What do you love about Harvard?
Well, what do you love about Harvard? Now, is there something you don't like about Harvard?
On the negative side, big or small, anything that you don't like?
Okay. Something I love, the conversations. I'd say people here are really open, they're really smart, and they love to think, which, of course, but I think it really shows itself when you're having a conversation with someone and they're willing to keep going with you and keep digging and kind of push deeper and deeper and really open themselves up. And then the thing that I hate the most here is the food.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Just like boring cafeteria stuff, or?
Yeah. It's terrible. Yeah.
I take it you study here?
Yes.
What do you study?
I study government and economics.
What's one thing you love about being here?
One thing I love about being at Harvard is the opportunities that you get here are very unique. And I also really love the people that I've met here. I've met some of the most unique people ever here.
Now, on the other side, is there something you hate about Harvard, something you might want to change?
One thing I don't like as much about Harvard is definitely their desire to put you into certain boxes in terms of what you're studying, what you're going to do after college. They don't really like to encourage people to go into niche industries or niche jobs. And it can feel as though there's a little bit too much pressure to make money and succeed in that way, and not succeed in terms of, intellectually or personally, if that makes sense.
One thing I love about Harvard is probably the people I met here.
Yeah.
And how everybody has just incredible stories and incredible walks of life in general. It's just amazing.
Yeah. A lot of people today have said the people, so it seems like...
people are what make Harvard Harvard. It's
cool.
great.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Brazil.
Very cool, man. Now, is there something you don't like about Harvard?
What I don't like is probably how it makes me super busy that I don't have time to think about myself. Sometimes I lose track of my own well-being because there's always so many things going on around campus. But that's a downside. You have to recenter every now and then and be breathe in and just take in all the beauty around you and just think. It's hard to think for yourself.
What's your name?
Angelica.
Angelica.
Yes.
What do you love about Harvard?
Something that I really love about Harvard is the sense of community that we build throughout our process here at Harvard, and the sense of belonging that we get to have here.
Very cool. Now, you said the love comes easier.
Yeah.
But
yes.
on the hate or dislike side, is there anything?
First, again, going back to identity, I think that it is hard to find a lot of students that represent my causes. Like, for instance, I am a migrant, and it's really hard to find a place to fit right in. And
where did you migrate from, if I may ask?
Ecuador.
Ecuador, wow.
And I think that another thing that I will highlight is also the sense of competition that is around campus too. So those are two things that if I will, highlight I'd like to change that. Those are the two things I'd like to change.
Okay, what's one thing you love about Harvard?
Obviously, I'd have to say the people. I think everyone kind of says that. But I remember I was working with one of my group project members in a math class. We were writing a paper on Sudoku, so I guess kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And we got into a really long discussion on education philosophy, what's the purpose of higher education, who gets to access it. And sometimes I feel like these conversations, even though they stem from random things like Sudoku, really only come because Harvard is full of so many incredible, interesting, and awesome people.
Wait, did you learn anything cool about Sudoku? Any inside info?
Yes, so it's for specifically a 4x4 Sudoku case, just because 9x9 is a lot really difficult. There are actually only 2 equivalent classes of Sudoku boards, and basically what that means is there are 2 Sudoku boards that are fundamentally different, and you can get about, I think it's 288 different Sudoku boards just from those 2. So if you're playing Sudoku in a 4x4 game, just know it's only one of 2 answers.
We're going deep, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Harvard. Is there something you hate or dislike about it here?
Yes, and it would have to be, I guess, CAMs and mental health kind of stuff. I think most of the department is full of people who care about you and who do want to help you, but at the same time, a lot of students here are struggling with serious mental health issues. campus isn't always the most easily accessible, and at the same time, they're obviously balancing the interests of the university as a whole. So it can be difficult for students to get the help that they need, I feel.
Like I'm in so many different spaces at Harvard, and in all of those spaces I've been able to find really amazing, grounded, caring people. I'm really involved. Hey Zach, that's one of the amazing people.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
just lost my
Okay.
Just keep bumping into people, like just keep going out, meeting people, saying hi to people. You know, it'll happen a lot where you like kind of are aware of someone but you haven't really said hi, but you know, walking up and saying hi and starting a conversation is always good.
Now, on the negative side, big or small, anything that you don't like?
This isn't too bad, but I do think that to some extent I don't love how some of the clubs are very exclusive. If you want to get into, let's say, like quant trading or whatever, some of the clubs, to apply to get into the club, you already need to have like a lot of experience. And so I think that definitely is a barrier for some people, because then it's like if you're trying to join that club to get that experience and then they already require that experience to get into the club, then you don't get that kind of experience. So I do think that some of the clubs are a bit exclusive and hard to get in. But I guess that's kind of just the way things are here.
I would say the thing that I love most is this really nice community that I finally got, where I felt like I finally belong. Like I have these amazing friends around me who like help me, and like amazing teachers. There's always ups and downs, but
Yeah.
there has been more ups. There are sometimes when things are so good to you, sometimes there's the other side of the coin. The same things can be bad to you too. So it's been a bit chaotic to like merge into this like new cultural shock that you get when you move from a different country and you're trying, you know, you're living here with under so much stress of like studying and things. So it gets to you a bit. I hate the weather. Today has been nice. I hate the weather. I'm Indian.
Things that I love about Harvard, the top of my list would definitely be the opportunities to think about subjects and academic content in ways that are totally new, and there is like a sort of spirit of experimentation and research into the unknown that I have not necessarily found at other institutions. At the same time, I would say the flip side of it is that there are some very entrenched and old-fashioned philosophies that exist in some of the faculty that have been around for a particularly long time.
Oh yeah, so the one thing that I love about Harvard is just the people. Every single day when I meet with random people, and you can just talk to someone here, they're going to have some incredible story, they're going to be interesting and unique in some way, and they're going to have something that's so special about them that makes them so memorable in your way, and it's very interesting to talk to them. Maybe one thing that I don't like so much is just the standards are so high, so even if you're amazing, let's say you were valedictorian in your high school, you come here and you're below average, and some people just really cannot deal with that.
Maybe it's kind of humbling too. It's like if you come from somewhere and you're like the smartest person in your town, suddenly it's like you're someone. You're just a student at Harvard.
Average. You're struggling all of a sudden. You struggle for the first time in your life.